Archbishop of Lokoja Province and Bishop of the Diocese of Lokoja, Most Reverend Emmanuel Egbunu, has urged parents to live an exemplary life for their children to emulate, as children easily learn and practice what they see than what they hear. He revealed this while fielding questions from ACNN News correspondent Blessing Ugochukwu in Abuja.
Whatever we say about leadership, and however brilliant it is, the best sermon is to model it. Whatever Jesus said to the disciples, he modeled it. For instance, you see that when he washed his disciples' feet, that was modeling it. So parents will need to model it to their children. I think the best sermon to children is the sermon that comes by example. And it's one thing to take children to church and to take them to Sunday school, but how do we treat them at home? If we model it, that is what stays in their minds for a long time. And maybe when they become leaders, you'll find them saying, my parents did this for me. So I think it's a good way to model it. But if we say all the right things and do the wrong things, that credibility gap will show, and the children will express their protest by moving in another direction.
Meanwhile, the Bishop of the Diocese of Ika, Anglican Communion, the Right Reverend Geoffrey Ekbenisi, also charged political and church leaders not to lead as leaders, but as servants, so as to improve the economy of the country.
It's important that all over our country, whether we talk about in the family life, whether we talk about those who work in schools, in our governance, political governance, and then particularly in the church, that leaders should see themselves, in fact, as servants, throwing light from what Jesus Christ did. So it's for us as leaders, church leaders, whether we're bishops, whether we're clergymen, to lead as servants. We have in many quarters now where leaders see themselves as masters, as king, as people enthroned to lord it, to rule it over the people. That is, of course, a wrong one. So my advice is that leaders in the church, leaders in our governance, in the federal government, in state, in local government, should see themselves indeed as servants of the people. And if we come to that mindset and lead in like manner, we're sure to see progress, prosperity, growth in our leadership.
Also speaking on the method of leadership is the Vicar of St. Mark's Anglican Church, Mpape Reverend Nonso Anozie, and according to him, the church leaders should practice what they preach and should lead by Jesus' example. He also called on followers to imbibe the teachings and practices by church leaders, as it will create oneness in the society.
The church leaders should be servant leaders through their character, not only what they profess, their ability to reach out to people, both their members and people whom they think that they can help, not only professing it, but trying to practicalize it, to extend that servant leadership as Jesus Christ did. No matter whatever thing it takes, it can be sacrifice of money, it can be sacrifice of time, and in fact, that is even the major pastoral work of a priest. And so the priest should learn from Jesus Christ to be able to be humble and obedient in order for us to be the good servant leaders. So there's this issue of looking and also hearing and putting in practice what the priest has been preaching in the church. And so when we do that as a person or as an individual, as a group, you can see that both the clergy, the congregation, and generally the entire world will be a better place.